What if I told you that one country, once barely known to most of the world, is now shaping the future of global politics? What if I told you that in less than a decade, Ukraine has gone from silent resistance to a symbol of worldwide freedom? This is not just a war story. This is the modern history of Ukraine and how it's changing everything. Let's go back to 2013. Ukraine was under President Viktor Yanukovych, a man accused of corruption, close ties with Russia, and crushing free speech. But something sparked a fire. In November, students gathered on Kiev's Independence Square, the Maidan, after Yanukovych rejected a deal with the European Union. These peaceful protests were brutally attacked by police. That only made them grow. By early 2014, millions across the country were on the streets. They weren't just protesting, they were demanding change. Over 100 people were killed. They're now called the Heavenly Hundred. In February 2014, Yanukovych fled the country. The people had won, or so it seemed. Just days later, Russian soldiers, without any flags, appeared in Crimea. Russia took over the peninsula in a matter of weeks. Then came war in eastern Ukraine, in the Donbas region, fueled by Russian weapons and propaganda. Ukraine wasn't ready. Its army was underfunded, but volunteers stepped up. Civilians raised money, doctors rushed to the front, and thousands joined Territorial Defense Unit. For years, the world mostly watched. Sanctions came, yes, but life moved on until everything changed again. February 24th, 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Cities across the country were bombed at dawn. Millions fled their homes, but millions stayed to fight. Western experts predicted Kyiv would fall in 3 days. But Ukraine didn't fall, it stood. Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, once a comedian, became the face of global resistance. Farmers towed tanks. Grandmas made Molotov cocktails. The whole world saw Ukraine was unbreakable. Ukraine's resistance inspired the world. People protested in Berlin, New York, London, Tokyo. Ukrainian flags appeared on government buildings, schools, sports teams, even video games. But the war changed more than just hearts. Europe cut its gas dependence on Russia. NATO grew stronger. Finland and Sweden even joined. Billions in aid were sent. Global food prices spiked. Diplomacy shifted. Ukraine, once a post-Soviet republic, became a key player in world politics. But behind the headlines, life continued. Children learned in underground shelters. People married, started businesses, rebuilt towns, even while missiles fell. Power blackouts, drone attacks, evacuation trains became normal. Yet hope never died. Ukrainians joke, sing, volunteer, and rebuild. Because for them, it's not just survival, it's freedom. Today, Ukraine is still at war, but it's also rebuilding. Street by street, school by school, dream by dream, Ukrainians are not waiting for peace to start living. They're already living, creating art, launching startups, planting trees where bombs once fell. The world has learned something from Ukraine, that courage is contagious, that democracy must be defended, that even a smaller country can stand up to a superpower and inspire millions. This story isn't over. Ukraine's future is still being written by soldiers, teachers, doctors, and ordinary people who refuse to give up. What do you think the world can learn from Ukraine's story? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this video helped you understand Ukraine even a little better, consider subscribing. I make more videos that bring modern history to life, one story at a time.